And welcome back to yet another review by Zombill. In today's review, we're going to be taking a look at bam, four that come by way of animes. That's right, animes. Gourmet e-liquid. Vape the good stuff, which you can find at iloveanimes.com. So you know how we roll, peeps. We're going to have a quick toot, then we're going to jump off to the website, and we're going to get some pricing info. Then we'll come back and have ourselves a big full vape session on the liquids that they sent to me. Isn't that cute? I love how the sticker came all the way around there at one point. So it's pretty nice that they sent me this box too. So let's have a quick toot, and we'll be on our way. And welcome to the brief online tutorial for animes. Now let's check out the main website. You can find animes at www.iloveanime.com. So this is the main website. And I'm not sure if that's anime, but hello there, lady. So there's a lot to go on around here at animes, and of course animes known for their e-liquid, and that's exactly what we're here for. They have a plethora of e-liquids to choose from. Now, bottom line pricing for their regular line, as well as some of their other lines, it's going to start at $12.88. A 30 ml bottle goes up to $19.88. A 60 ml goes up to $37.99, and then a 120 ml goes up to $69.99. And of course, you can get those in mixed drinks of 0, 3, 6, 12, 18, and 24. Now, something about animes is that they have a custom flavor generator, and of course the pricing is going to be, I think, $1 higher per bottle. Now, the way that this works is, of course, you get to name your flavor. So let's just say donkey breath, for example. And of course, you know, they have the 15, the 30, the 60, and the 120 ml. Your PG-VG ratios are going to be either a 65-35, a 35-65, or max VG. And of course, you can put up to 3 different flavors, as well as menthol. They have 3 different levels of that. And they also have a sweetener. Now, one of the specialty lines that they have at animes is their bourbons and shine. Now, the Tennessee Moonshine 7, which is apple pie, and the Tennessee Moonshine version 1, or I guess the first one would have been version 2. But the Tennessee Moonshine version 1 is a citrus blend, and both of those are bottled in 2-ounce glass jars for $32.99. Now, this Southern Custard Bourbon number 9 only comes in a 30 milliliter bottle, and it goes for $24.99. And of course, the same mixed drinks are available, and I do believe that is going to be a max VG. Now, another thing they have at animes is their charity juices. I'm sure some of you are familiar with Vape Tatas. Well, they have a few others that are actually their They're the same price level as the first one that I showed you. They also do carry sample packs where you can choose either 5 ml bottles for $19.99 in either high VG or standard PGVG range. And the last and final thing to mention about NMAs is that they have what they call grab bags. And of course these are all different prices because they're different size bottles. And that'll do it for the brief online tutorial for NMAs. Now, back to the review. Before I get started, I must point out I did receive these free of charge for purpose of conducting a review, but my opinion of the product will remain true, honest, and accurate, as each one of the labels are going to be a tad bit different, especially when it comes to slug juice, which, you know what, okay, that's what I mean. Difference in labeling there, which is cool, but for the most part her labels look like this, where it has a picture of the nice old lady on the label, kind of like those old style necklace things. A pendant, I guess is what they called it back then. I don't really remember, but this is slug juice here, and you can see it's a little bit different than the rest of them. I think that's because this comes from a particular line that they have. But you know, you got everything on the bottle. You've got 15 mil, iloveanime.com, the ingredients, and I believe this came from the Drip Teas line. And you've got slug juice, 6 milligrams, and you've got the ingredients and the warning: keep away from children and pets. So, I have that loaded up in my Orchid version 4, which I have dual microcoiled, 2.65 ohms, and I've got that on my Tesla 120 watt box mount, which you're going to fire at 25 watts, which will give us 4.2 volts. Let's have a vape. Very good. Okay, now slug juice is basically, I get kiwi, and I think I get hints of dragon fruit. Very delicious. Now, the fact that they've got Slimer on there from the Ghostbusters, that's incredible if you ask me. I get a flavor profile on this one. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. It's definitely all day vape worthy. And the throat hit, I'm going to give that a mild, which is a 6 out of 10. And the vape production, I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of. Okay, so next we got Cowberry, which I have loaded up in an Aspire Atlantis, which I have a freshly Milo vertical coil in it. Yeah, the Milo coils work on the Atlantis peeps. And that's a 0.5 ohm coil, which has got the cotton in it instead of the what Aspire used. When I have that on my Hannah Zana Dana Cannon clone, no logos, we're going to fire this at 30 watts, which will give us 4.2 volts. Very, very much a strawberries and cream. Matter of fact, I'd almost be, I won't go there because I ain't gonna name names. In comparison, though, I will say that there is a popular name out there that everybody seems to hype about, which fails in comparison to this. I'll give the flavor profile on this a 9 out of 10. This is very all-day vape-worthy. And the throat hit, I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. That's my mild. Vape production, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. Up next, we got, we get it focus there, Danish Swirl. Now, Danish Swirl I have loaded up in my Stellator 26650, which I have dual quad 32 coiled. And I have this on my Tesla Metal 120 watt box mod, which will be firing at 63 watts, which will give us 5 volts. Man, oh man, this is good. This is every bit of a cinnamon roll that has plenty of cinnamon. And the nice thing about this is this has got the icing that you can taste. So a little bit of a flavor abundance there, in my opinion, which is great. So I'm gonna give the flavor profile on this a 9 out of 10. The throat hit, I'm gonna give that. I'm actually gonna have to give that a 7 out of 10. The cinnamon, kind of a little bit more harsher than the other ones that they sent me, but there's nothing wrong with that because it doesn't go too much further out of bounds of a mild. Vape production, 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. And last but not least, Granny's Custard, which I have loaded on my E-Cig version 9, and I have that loaded up in my Sega tank. Sega! Yep, you peeps knew I was going to do that. Which has a fresh 0.5 ohm Milo coil head in it because the Milo coil heads work for the Sega tank too. We're going to fire this at 30 watts, which will give us a 4.2 ohm or 4.5 ohm or 4.5 volts. I just couldn't get the words out of my mouth. Now, Granny's Custard. Oh my, my, my. This is a custard through and true. It's not a heavy custard. It's not a light custard. It's right in the middle, right where it needs to be. And it doesn't have that back spicy note that some custards have that you just kind of like go bleh after a while. This is a clean custard, and it's a true to its word custard. So flavor profile on this, I'm gonna give this a 9 out, or no, a 10 out of 10. Throat hit, I'm gonna give it a mild, which is my 6 out of 10. And the baby production, I'm gonna give that a 9 out of 10 for consistency and plenty of it. So there you have it, my peeps. That's 4 from Animes, which you can find at iloveanime.com. You can also find them on Facebook. And to the fine folks at Anime, you know I love your logo. I just had to say that. And I love your custard too. So keep up the fine work on the juices over there. I hope you enjoyed the review. Please subscribe to my YouTube. And as always, my peeps and peepettes, happy vaping.